AEW Double or Nothing is this Sunday, May 29th. Without further ado, here are my official predictions for this Sunday's 13 match card. For those of you who are new to my channel, who subscribed for my Percy Jackson content or from my Marvel interviews, it's a little bit different. I also do pro wrestling journalism as well, but sometimes I like to do fun videos related to the world of wrestling, such as reaction videos to stuff happening on AEW Dynamite or official prediction videos like this one. And while I haven't done a predictions video since I believe as far back as All Out in August or September of 2021, I figured I'd do one for Double or Nothing because this card is looking stacked. We kick things off on the pre-show with the team of Hookhausen, Hook, and Danhausen taking on the squad of Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. This feels like one of the more easier matches to predict of the night. I'm going with Hookhausen. AEW has such a giant roster that it's really hard to get solo acts TV time. When you have someone like Hook and Danhausen, you put them together, it's a lot easier to get them tag matches on Dynamite and Rampage. I believe this is the start of something that will brew for a couple weeks until eventually Hook goes on his singles tear. Moving on to another singles match that was just added very last minute to the card, Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin. This one is a little bit harder to predict as I believe AEW is behind Kyle O'Reilly as a singles wrestler. I was so shocked to see him beat Rey Fenix in the first round of the Owen Hart tournament, but at the same time, I think they're behind Darby Allin just a little bit more. And remember, it's been quite some time since he's gotten a singles victory on pay-per-view. He was involved in a multi-man tag match at Revolution, which he did win, but before that he lost to MJF at Full Gear. He lost to CM Punk at All Out. And remind me again what his match was at Double or Nothing last year. But regardless, it's been some time since Darby's gotten that solo pinfall on the big stage. Give me Darby Allin in what could be a barn burner of a match. Next up, Jade Cargill defending her TBS championship against Anna Jay. Pretty easy for me. Gonna go Jade Cargill on this one. There is no one on the roster that is quite yet ready to dethrone Jade. I'm sure whoever does end up beating her for the title is going to get a massive push, and I just don't think Anna Jay is there quite yet. She has a very bright future, but this was kind of a rushed match to add onto the card. Give me Jade Cargill in pretty decisive fashion. One of my favorite groups going today, the House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews taking on the Death Triangle, Pentagon Jr., Rey Fenix, and Pac. I mean, this has got to be the Death Triangle. They've had so much start-stop momentum in AEW, and that's not because they're losing. They're winning just about every single match they're involved in, but their TV time has been pretty limited. I think an incredible six-man back-and-forth PWG-style tag match with the House of Black coming out on top will do wonders for this faction and hopefully elevate them to that upper mid-card status that I believe they deserve to be in. Next up, we got mixed tag action as the team of Sammy Guevara, Frankie Kazarian, and Ty Conti take on American Top Team, that being Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and the debuting Paige Van Zant. And per the stipulation, if American Top Team win, neither Guevara or Kazarian will be able to challenge for the TNT title so long as Scorpio Sky remains champion. Guys, it's been way too long of the back and forth hot potato between Sammy Guevara and Scorpio Sky. Give me American Top Team in pretty decisive fashion, and look for Paige Van Zant to especially impress. Next up, a fairly thrown together match that will surely end up being one of the bouts of the night. The Hardys, Matt and Jeff Hardy, taking on the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. I'm surprisingly going to go with the Hardys here. I love the Young Bucks. They're one of my favorite tag teams of all time, but the Hardys just got involved in AEW. They just really started tagging together, and I think the Young Bucks can afford a loss here. They held the AEW tag titles for what felt like a full calendar year. They can continue losing pay-per-view matches and not have their stock hurt too much. AEW tag title time, the team of Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy defending their titles against Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee, as well as Team Taz represented by Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks. This one I'm betting with my heart instead of my head. I think it's going to be Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee, but they don't feel like a proper tag team just yet. They feel very thrown together. It feels like what I was saying about Hookhausen, of there's no room for these guys to be on TV as solo acts. So they threw them together to get them in some big tag matches. But that said, the AEW tag titles have been handled with such great care. They only change hands when it feels really appropriate, when it feels like a team is fully over. And I don't think Swerve and Keith Lee are there just yet. And it also doesn't help the fact that they feel like two solo stars put together in a tag team, while the teams of Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, FTR, the Lucha Brothers, the Young Bucks, past tag team champions, genuinely felt like a tag team. So that being said, give me Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy to retain here. Again, betting with my heart, not with my head. If I were to put money on it, probably would go Swerve and Keith Lee. Oh boy, here we go. Anarchy in the arena, whatever that means. The Jericho Appreciation Society against the team of the Blackpool Combat Club, Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. For the Blackpool Combat Club, it will be Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley, as Wheeler Yuta is over competing in New Japan's Best of the Super Juniors. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I have not been a fan of the Jericho Appreciation Society whatsoever, and I have not been a fan of this storyline at all. I'm all for the fun jabs being thrown at other companies, but all the sports entertainment stuff going on with the Jericho Appreciation Society and kind of the tribalism that's going on with this match, trying to be a metaphor for something bigger than it actually is just too much for me. It feels super forced, and I kind of just want this feud to be over with. Give me the Blackpool Combat Club, Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz in decisive fashion. The finals of the Owen Hart Cup Tournament, Women's Edition, Britt Baker against Ruby Soho. Easy pick for me. It's got to be Ruby Soho. I had the honor of attending AEW Dynamite Grand Slam way back in September on behalf of Wrestling Inc. And I got to see Britt Baker and Ruby Soho do battle for the AEW Women's Championship. And it was one of the best matches of the night and was given main event treatment on AEW's biggest TV show to date. If that doesn't show you how much faith AEW has in these two wrestlers going at it, I don't know what will. But Ruby Soho needs to get her win back. Britt Baker has done so much great stuff for AEW, but she just reigned as women's champion for many, many months. Give Ruby Soho that feel-good babyface victory. And I say great babyface victory because I feel like the men's side of this tournament will go in the opposite direction. The finals of the Owen Hart Cup Tournament for the men's side is Adam Cole taking on Samoa Joe. And for as dominant as Samoa Joe has been on Dynamite leading up to this match, Adam Cole needs this victory more. I love the run Samoa Joe has been on in AEW so far, but based on his injury history, I don't expect him to be a part of this company for many, many years to come, at least from a competitor standpoint. He'll probably transition to a backstage role at some point in the next couple of years. Adam Cole, on the other hand, is clearly seen as a top dog in AEW, someone they want to build the company around for the next decade to come. And even though Cole has been given a lot of main event spotlight in recent feuds with Hangman Adam Page and TV feuds with Orange Cassidy, he didn't walk away from either of those feuds on top. Yes, people forget. I know the lights out match against Orange Cassidy technically doesn't count on his record, but the last visual people have of that feud is Adam Cole being pinned by Orange Cassidy 1, 2, 3. To further cement Adam Cole as a dominant competitor, have him win the Owen Hart Cup Tournament and have there be no outside interference, please, for the love of God. Adam Cole is great, but I really wish he would win more matches without cheating. Obviously, yes, during his NXT run, he did have some outside interference here and there, but he did win a lot of matches based on his pure wrestling skills alone. Leave Red Dragon in the back, keep the Young Bucks in gorilla position, and don't have Jay Lethal's new faction anywhere near ringside. Have Adam Cole beat Samoa Joe clean 1, 2, 3, and really cement not only him as a great solo act, but the Owen Hart Cup Tournament as a prestigious award that doesn't need to be won with nefarious means. Probably my most anticipated match on the card, because I love a good blood feud that doesn't need a title, it just has a great story. MJF versus Wardlow. This one a little more difficult to predict because money says Wardlow easy. It's been building up to a big babyface victory, cementing Wardlow as a giant player to come. But backstage politics, rumblings of MJF being unhappy, his contract coming up in 2024, Tony Khan probably wanting to appease him as much as possible, makes me think there's a chance the bad guy could win this feud. But I'm gonna bet with my heart on this one. I think it's going to be Wardlow, and I think that's because there are major plans for MJF in the near future, and he can afford a loss right now. Look for Wardlow to get an incredible powerbomb symphony on MJF, cover him with the big ol' stand on the chest, flex 1, 2, 3, and have the crowd just explode, and have a brand new top babyface on AEW's hands. Penultimate match of the night, Thunder Rosa defending her AEW women's title against challenger Serena Deeb. Give me Thunder Rosa in this one. Her title run is too young to be stopped just now. I love Serena Deeb. I love everything she's doing, but this is Thunder Rosa's time. This is Thunder Rosa's reign. Don't even think about taking the belt off her until probably All Out later this fall. And finally, the main event for the AEW World Championship, champion Adam Page defends his title against CM Punk. And not gonna lie, just thinking about this match has me a little emotional, because when I first started watching professional wrestling in 2011, one of the first pay-per-views I caught was CM Punk beating Alberto Del Rio for the WWE title at Survivor Series. That win would begin one of my favorite championship reigns of the 21st century, where CM Punk held the WWE title for 434 days. And then, one calendar year after it ended at the Royal Rumble 2013, Punk would leave professional wrestling at the Royal Rumble 2014, and I wouldn't get to see him again in a squared circle until last August. And now here we are, May 2022, Punk once again challenging for a world championship. And those of you who have watched my pro wrestling reactions in the past on this channel know how much of a big CM Punk fan I am. So I'm gonna bet with my heart, but also my head on this one. Give me CM Punk to defeat Hangman Adam Page in a 30-minute back and forth barn burner of a match. And the reason why I say this was because of those big plans for MJF I alluded to earlier in this video. And the reason why I say this is because I think the end game for CM Punk's world title reign is a redo of his Money in the Bank 2011 storyline, but this time with him in the John Cena role and MJF in the CM Punk role. We do know MJF's contract expires sometime in 2024. Let's just pretend it's around the time of Revolution 2024, which would be 2 years to the day after Punk defeated MJF in a dog collar match. And at this point, Punk having a super lengthy title reign, this is where it gets a little ambitious, because I don't know if he's going to hold it from Double or Nothing 2022 until Revolution 2024, but MJF saying he's going to beat Punk, win the AEW title, and leave. And then he does, and we all hold our breath wondering what happens next. Yes, that is some crazy long-term booking with some very wishful headcanon, but who knows? If it's gonna start, it's gonna start this Sunday at Double or Nothing. For what it's worth, I have enjoyed Hangman Adam Page's title reign, but I do believe the chase was better than the destination, and I think it's time for a change. So those are my AEW Double or Nothing predictions for 2022. For more wrestling content from me, be sure to subscribe to Wrestling Inc. on YouTube. I will be hosting the official AEW Double or Nothing after show immediately following Double or Nothing on pay-per-view. Yes, it'll probably be a late one, 13 matches to get through, but hey, if you're gonna be up, be sure to tune in. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave your predictions in the comments below of this video. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos from me, and also give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Until next time, y'all, I've been Liam Crowley. Enjoy Double or Nothing. I'll see you soon.